I'm going to be really, really honest with you right now. You're not here to fix yourself like you're some sort of project. You're here to remember yourself. You've carried everyone else's pain, played every role, outperformed every pattern. But what if the version of you that's always been missing was actually never missing at all? What if all of this keep becoming is actually not the way? And that it's all about remembering you were already her this entire time. You've just been buried under this blueprint and patterns that were never yours. So this isn't a wake-up call. This is truly a return.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, this is not for the woman who's lost and is looking for a savior to save her. Life is not like the Disney princesses that we grew up with. It's for the woman who knows there's something in her that is so ready to come out. This is for the woman that is done pretending she isn't more. You've built a life. You've done the work. You hold space for everyone around you, and yet there's still this quiet ache, this knowing that something isn't quite right. And not because you're broken or anything like that. It's because you've outgrown the version of yourself that's constantly living in survival because that's what you were taught. And now life is like this. It's asking you this, psst, time to rise, and I'm trying to guide you to remember the you that is buried under the stuff you inherited, but you're kind of working against me right now. And I know this because I lived it. It's like I've lived 7 lifetimes in this one, and it took me a really long time to start moving with life instead of against it. So I have a lot of experience working against it and with it. And you'd think I would be worn down and tired, but I'm getting close to 50 and I've never felt more alive, more radiant, more liberated. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, how does my body look this good without really working out and eating differently? And it's because my relationship with myself now is so rooted and centered and magnetic. I'm not on this sort of routine. I'm so deeply connected to my genius and my purpose that I'm not pushing, I'm not striving. I'm finally just me. And guess what? Being me is really good for business. It's really good for my body. It's really good for my relationships and my life. And my teenage daughters are they told me recently, if we could choose any mom in the world, we'd still pick you. Now, I have to admit, that they wouldn't have said that even last year. And definitely not even 7 years ago. I was back then, I was never home. I was avoidant. I was binge eating, people pleasing, high performance. I was chasing money like it was going to save me. I was constantly abandoning myself for in all the relationships that I was in. It's from my childhood, I got really good at reading the room and being exactly who the people around me needed me to be so that I could keep the peace. And so I didn't even realize I was constantly abandoning myself to please these relationships, which really sucked for me. But underneath it all, I knew I wasn't here to hustle. I wasn't here to live like that and to carry everything for everyone. I was here to lead, but I didn't know how. I just didn't know that. And it's because I was so desperate to fix myself. And I'm going to be honest, that's why I have a dozen healing and life transformation designations. I was desperately trying to seek to become this and then become that. My God, was I good at becoming this and that so that I can get this and that? Well, that's not remembering who I am. Those are all distractions that come from survival. And then I realized at one point, I was like, oh shit, that I inherited this from my mother. So every pattern that drained me, the self-abandonment, the pushing, the emotional weight, the binge eating, the being for everyone else and abandoning myself, the taking on other people's burdens and pains, it all came from the energy I absorbed as a child. Like my mom didn't trust life. She sacrificed her joy. She didn't know her own worths, and so she couldn't reflect mine. And actually, I was a reflection of what she had abandoned in herself. And that often would set her off. And quite frankly, we don't realize it as mothers, but the things that set you off with your children, that's the reason why. They're reminding you of something that you've abandoned within yourself. And so here's the truth. If your mother wasn't peaceful, which if you look at the last hundred of years, women did not live peacefully. So your nervous system learned to work against life. So now when life bumps up against you, love life bumps, health bumps, problems with your children, relationships, work, so on, all the triggers, the blocks, the symptoms. It's not because you're unlucky or life's trying to teach you a lesson like you're some sort of naughty girl. It's because life is trying to elevate you. But it can't take you higher until you release the pattern that's keeping you low. So that's why I created the free 3-day experience, and it's called With Love, Undo Her, Remember You. It's not a healing workshop. It's definitely not about blaming your mom. Your mom inherited stuff that she knows that she inherited from her mother and so on. And this is definitely not another mindset course. It's truly a sacred space to release the invisible patterns that were passed down, right? Passed through your mother line. Then return, and it's about returning to you, the you that existed before survival, so that you can rise into the next level of your life without more effort, without more pushing, without more forcing, without all the survival. This is for the woman who's ready to lead herself, the woman whose soul has been whispering it's time, not to perform, not to heal endlessly, not to go to another seminar where everyone's screaming, what do you want? What's your goal? But to finally live from the center of your truth. And if that's you, the link is below. Save your seat and let this be the moment you come home to the version of you that was never lost, that was never stuck, that never needed healing, just buried, waiting to be remembered.